this responsibility. I've got too much as it is. Say that again?
I forgot to start the video. I just got a text message that I had, so it's all good. So, nomination was Tracy Dean.
And we had a second.
Yes.
Any further discussion?
Not at this time.
Okay, so, remind me who made the motion.
Scott Kraft made the motion.
Amy
Well,
Seconded by?
seconded.
but that's not going to be in writing, right? No,
Yes,
I'm-
I just put
yeah.
the name down.
It's fine.
So, in lieu of her abilities and being able to assume the role, I feel like we should accept that nomination and appoint Tracy Dean as the new chairperson of the Hotel Motel Board.
Okay. Do we want to take a roll call vote, or do we want to just say all in favor?
I think all in favor, say aye.
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 All oppose? And the ayes have it.
Okay.
Okay. Approval of the minutes for February 27th, special meeting.
We do not have a quorum from that meeting,
Okay,
and I don't think, we won't ever have a quorum from that meeting, so I think they're just gonna have to be filed and not approved. We do
Okay.
not have a quorum still on the board from that meeting.
okay.
Yeah, because you're the only one.
So we're just
So,
gonna,
just no
we'll just
action.
have to move on through that. That'll just have to be filed, you said?
Yeah, I'll just file it and make the note that we don't have a quorum available to approve the minutes and just put them
Okay,
in the file. So no action.
no action. The approval of the October 29th, are we in the same situation as that?
Well, we are in the same situation, except that when Tracy is here, we should have a quorum from that meeting. So
Okay.
if we want to just table
We'll
that
table
to
that.
the next meeting, we probably can approve those.
Till the chairperson's back?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. We are to discuss an action to approve the final expense reports from the chamber for the Christmas parade lights for $1,532.95. Have you got a chance to look over the expenses from that as presented?
I did. I was able to.
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
Was this under a grant, or was this?
Yes, this was a grant, and it was done at the last minute. You'll see on the minutes from the October meeting of last year,
Okay.
they didn't realize, I guess with everything with COVID and everything, it kind of fallen through the cracks. So we had a quick meeting to approve that for their expenses so that they could get that grant. before-
Wasn't it like 2,500?
It was, yeah, it was
Yeah,
requested
2,500.
2,500, they only spent
15.
1,532.95.
So the rest goes back in the,
Right, they'll only be reimbursed the 1,532.95.
And they came in and presented on all that, so any questions on any further discussion?
Nope.
Take a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the final expense report.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? All right, so we'll cut that check, or that will be then
It will go
submitted
on-
to
It
the,
will go to budget, and then it
and
will
then
go to
it'll,
council,
okay,
and then they'll get paid for it.
awesome. Okay. The final expense reports for Pryor Public School are next.
And this is for their allocation that they received at the beginning of the year, so they will not be receiving more money on this. This is just what they did with the money we allotted them.
What was allocated for them?
Oh, and you know what? I didn't carry my thing in here. Let me go grab my book. I apologize. I meant to carry it in here with me.
They mainly use that for the hospitality and
Mm-hmm.
paying
Tournaments,
officials for
yep.
the tournament and whatnot.
allocation amount was 18,901.90, 21,401.90, including the band day, which they ended up not using. So
So
it just
all went to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I say that, I think the 2,500 stayed in the account. I think we gave them a check for the 18,901.90. Know this by heart as much.
That's already been submitted?
Yes, yes, they've already received that money. They received it at the beginning of the year. That is their allocation amount. They received 20% of whatever the budget numbers are. Yeah, they received 18,901.90.
And they did not receive the Band-Aid
They
money?
did not receive the 2,500 for Band Day since it wasn't.
Okay, so the expenses totaling, this is just a record of the expenses of 19,691.57, and they've already received that. So are they asking for the additional?
They are not asking for more money. That just basically shows how they spent the money we gave them. And they spent more than we gave them.
And that just absorbs what
Yeah,
they
that kind
had.
of shows where they used that money.
And the 2,500 will go back into the,
It's just still in the pot.
okay?
Do they minus the overage in it? Or it just comes out?
It was their expense.
Okay.
But we allotted that much to them to go toward the expenses that they had.
All right. I make a motion that we accept the report from the school as submitted.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? All oppose? All right. Okay. Discussion and approval of final expense reports from Pryor Main Street. Any discussion regarding Pryor Main Street's submission? I've already seen these reports.
And how much was their,
Their allocation was $10,795, and they received 10%.
how much was it again? I'm sorry.
$10,795.
So they spent their 90%? It looks like. Okay.
And we do have someone here with Main Street, if you have any questions.
If you have any questions for them. I am also on this board, so I will
Oh, that's right.
abstain from a vote on this particular item.
Okay.
But I will entertain a motion if one is presented, or if there's any questions.
I'll make a motion that we approve that Pryor Main Street expense report.
I'll second.
I abstain, so do you want to call for a vote?
Call for a vote. Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Ayes have it, and it's approved. There you go. All right. So there was recommendation and action regarding the Pryor Public Schools letter of intent for Band Day. Will that be for this calendar? Yes, it will be for
Yeah,
this
this is
calendar
for the
year.
new one. This is gonna be for Pryor Public Schools with no Band Day expenses. They are not,
Not doing
they
band.
are not hosting
With-
Band Day this year.
Right.
So that allocated money, does it just add to the
That's
school?
Probably something we need to discuss when we get that budget.
Okay.
we'll probably need to figure that out, whether we deduct that still, or if all of that full amount still goes
Okay.
to the school. I would think, and this is just me thinking, that the full amount should go, full 20% should go to the school. They had just set 2,500
Right.
aside for Band Aid.
Right.
So I'm thinking it'll all go,
Okay.
but we can discuss that when we actually have the numbers in
Okay.
front of us.
Any discussion on the items presented by the school or the letter that's sent?
There wasn't money in, it didn't have any amount of money in there, did it? That they were looking for?
No,
Okay.
no, this was their allocation, so they've already received the money.
Okay.
This is just stating what they use it for,
Right.
correct?
Right.
Basically, okay.
I make a motion that we accept their letter of use for the funding for the 2021-22, excluding Band-Aid expenses. However, a discussion will need to be had next budget meeting to see whether or not they get their full amount or if that money is removed from their portion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? None? All right. Next is the letter of intent for Pryor Main Street. Again, I will recuse myself from this as a board member.
I make a motion, we accept the letter.
I second.
And entertain a vote.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. There we go. And last but not least, on the letter of intent for Pryor Chamber of Commerce and their allocation of funding for the 2021-22 letter of intent.
I make a motion, we accept it, the letter.
I second that. Any further discussion? None?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? None? Alrighty. So on agenda item number 11, we were in discussion of taxes on any Airbnbs here in Pryor. And it looks like there was a discussion.
It actually, the last time we discussed this was back in 2018. Our city attorney, Kim Ritchie, had given us some information on it, so I copied that for you. Basically, if it's a 3 or more bedroom home, you call it an Airbnb and we can collect taxes on it. I would think the question would be, I know one question that was brought up was who pays those taxes and how do we
Collect them.
collect them? So, if we need to do more research on that or whatever, it was just asked again that we address it, so.
Well, as a consumer of Airbnb, I know taxes are collected at the time of purchase. But as far as that's as far as my knowledge goes on that, so I'm not aware of how that would be collected or where that money goes.
So they have to go in and say they're a business, so we gather the information that way.
They would have to register, I guess, with the state.
And do we know what kind of forms, or, I mean, they're just gonna fill out the same forms that regular hotels fill out, or is there something else that we don't know about yet?
One of the questions.
So,
Do we need to ask the city attorney to draft a letter to the addresses on record for the Airbnb registration for here in Pryor?
Possibly.
And
I can get with him and find out how to go about all that if you want me to. I can shoot him an email and ask him, where do we go from here on
yeah,
this?
how we start the process?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's wise. I mean, there's, if there's money out there to be collected on businesses that are being done, that's how we generate funding for these kind of activities, so. I think it would be wise for the city attorney to draft a letter or to do something like that. Is there some action that we need to take?
No, this is
Or-
just for discussion, so,
Okay.
once I get some more information from him, I can.
Is there a way that somebody could reach out to neighboring communities like Muskogee or other towns to find out if they have Airbnbs and how they do their practice in taxation?
I'm sure we could do that. So I will check into that and see if we can find out.
All right. The next item on the agenda is to schedule the next meeting. It has been discussed prior to the meeting that September 9th be the next meeting. Does that look good for you guys?
And it was also requested that we do it at 5 o'clock, if everybody can be here by 5 o'clock.
Is that a possibility?
Mhm.
5 o'clock?
That's fine.
Okay. So September 9th at 5 p.m. Well, looks like the only order of business now would be to entertain a motion for adjourn.
I make a motion that we conclude this meeting and adjourn.
And second?
I'll third that. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you guys very much.
You are welcome.